Right now, the quarterback room consists of 17-year vet Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and draft picks Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders and Deshaun Watson, who is expected to miss significant time this season due to an Achilles. Although it's uncertain if Sanders will see the field this year, there's still eyes on the rookie. Okay, Kimberly, you want to take this one first? What expectations do you have for Shedeur this season?
I just think with
girls on this side, boys on this side.
Honestly, I just think the fact that they've got 4 quarterbacks, I don't see Shedeur Sanders or Dillon Gabriel being in a position where they would get a ton of time as starters, barring a Joe Flacco major injury. I think that the ceiling is high for Shedeur. I'm a big fan of his, but he has to come in and just grasp the offense before we even talk about what he can do for the Cleveland Browns and leading them to glory and all that. He hasn't even, there are 4 quarterbacks in that room. He still has to earn the job, and most of the training camp reps are probably going to go to Joe. And you got Dillon Gabriel there as well.
Mad Dog?
Yeah, I think that Flacco will start week 1 when they play in that first game of the year. I think in a lot of ways, I know he was a 5th-round pick, and Lewis didn't like that, and I get it, but I think he got drafted into the right situation, because he got drafted by a team that doesn't have a quarterback that's rebuilding. So he's going to have some chances sometime in the course of the year, if he has a good training camp, good exhibition season, to show that he could be the quarterback of the future of that franchise. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that, but he and Gabriel, he probably more so, will have a chance, Lewis, by week 18 to tell the Browns and their fans, hey, we finally got our quarterback of the future.
I don't know if he was drafted to the right place simply because of the fact that they drafted a quarterback who was also
in the 3rd
2
round.
rounds ahead of him. So quite honestly, when that happens, that means you had Dillon Gabriel rated higher than Shedeur Sanders for whatever reason that is. Okay, and with that comes more opportunity for the 3rd round guy than the 5th round guy. So when you're talking about expectations, look, for me, if it truly was a level playing field, truly, which it isn't, and there's no way they can make it that way because there isn't enough time, there isn't enough reps, there aren't enough practices. If it truly was, if they said, you get 5, 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 he'd win the job. He's the most talented quarterback, I believe, on that roster.
Yes.
But he's not going to get the opportunity because, number one, politics are going to play a part of it no matter what they say, because they drafted. Look, when you have a front office that's sitting there going, hey, dudes, when they're having their personnel meetings, we drafted Dillon Gabriel in the 3rd freaking round. We had a 3rd round grade on him. We drafted Shedeur in the 5th. They're not going to go, hey, you know what? Because Lewis and Doggy and everybody else was talking about the fact that they like Shedeur, we're going to give him more reps than we give Dillon. No, they're not. They're going to set him up for success. And so for me, the expectations are totally contingent upon how many reps does Shedeur get? How many reps does he get in team? How many reps does he get in the games? How many 2-minute situations? How many of those situations that allow a coach to say, hey, look, I have a good feeling for what this guy can bring to the table, and therefore I'm comfortable putting him in? I would venture to say he's going to get very few.
Yeah, just the sheer number of bodies that are in the room, plus the fact that for Shedeur to be a starter, you want to see that he's able to command that offense, be able to learn the Kevin Stefanski offense, know where the ball needs to go, know what the defense is doing, and the time of not just the classroom work, but on the field preparation to get him to a point where he is comfortable. And also, we haven't even talked about their schedule. For me, that's why it makes sense to put Joe Flacco out there. They have a really tough schedule to start. I think you might see the young kids later in the season, but it's really, look at Ravens, Packers, Lions, Vikings,
straight out of the gate.
Out the gate, I'm not putting any of these young guys out there.
They're going to take some shots there.
Well, first off, what makes us think that Shedeur Sanders is going to be that good? He throws sideways. He took 1 million sacks.
Whoa.
Had 31 teams failed.
First time?
What makes us think that Shedeur Sanders is going to be that good?
He throws sideways.
Throws sideways.
What do you mean throws sideways?
He throws a lot of short passes sideways.
I could put a reel together right now. 20 plays up plus 20 yards down the field.
31 teams passed on. 31 teams said I don't want him on my quarterback.
I went through
31.
I went through this with
They can't be all wrong.
For literally on
They all
air
wrong?
for 6 hours.
They all wrong?
It's not about, okay, define wrong. Do you think this was just about his physical skills?
I think that a team, if they thought he was going to be a big-time NFL quarterback, would have taken him. And you guys are wrong.
We don't have enough time to debate.
Oh, you guys are crazy.
But you know what? The draft has spoken, and I said this on draft night. The draft has spoken, so we're moving on. But if you think that personal biases...
No. No way. What?
I've been in those rooms. I know they do.
They want to win. They want to win.
Yeah,
if the Giants thought that Sanders was better than Dart,
let me tell you what else they want to
him.
do. Let me tell you what else they want to do. Teams also want to win their way and with the players that they want.
They obviously feel that Sanders is not that kind of player.
And you know what colors sometimes the players that people want? How they feel about those players personally.
Okay,
right.
Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a commercial break. We got your big segment coming up. If you guys want to revisit this later, I'll make it happen for you. Come.
I mean, whether you were in a coma when I answered Tom's question, or typing on your phone or tweeting, I don't know, but I spent 5 minutes answering that question. And I could go back through it, but I'd rather not.
I don't know
That's
why.
classic Mike right there.
Attention to detail, man. Like, everybody. We're not going to make the same mistake twice. None of y'all.
As the reporter sitting here, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not a fan of the Vrabel, like, he's right. He is right, but you also don't have to embarrass people like that. He does that a lot.
I'm not a fan of reporters repeating questions. I'm with you, Kimberly. High five. Okay.
Get their ass, Mike.
On we go to Pittsburgh. It is the start of a new era. Aaron Rodgers beginning his 21st season in the NFL as Steelers training camp begins today. Pittsburgh seemingly all in with the soon-to-be 42-year-old quarterback with a goal, at least in the first place, of winning their first playoff game since 2016. And she has been a long-standing regular on this program. She's about to become a lot more regular. She is our Steelers reporter, Brooke Pryor, who joins us live now from Steelers camp. All right, so take us right to the moment there. Rodgers showing up today, training camp. What does everybody need to know?
Well, Greeny, Rodgers will be here in about an hour. I've got my pillow ready for move-in at these dorms. I'm sure Rodgers will have one also. I'm told that players even have an option if they would like to upgrade their mattresses from the standard Twin XL. That is an option, but I just caught up with a coach as he was walking around getting his morning workout in, and he called this a slice of football heaven. We are in Latrobe at St. Vincent College, where the Steelers have had training camp here for nearly 60 years. Aaron Rodgers, by the way, is not unfamiliar with going away to training camp. When he was with the Packers, they went away to St. Norbert College, so he's familiar with this setup. Once they move in, they'll have some team meetings, and then tonight is the conditioning test. And let me take you back to a year ago when Russell Wilson injured his calf on that field right behind me, pushing a sled in the conditioning test. We asked Mike Tomlin if they would be reprising that part of the conditioning test, and he said, I'll have to let you know. He wasn't going to tip his hand on what these players are going to see later tonight.
And so, Kim, Brooke, I was looking through your notes earlier this morning, and the thing that struck me was the reaction of the populace. I'm in New York, I'm a Jet fan, and when Aaron came to the Jets, we lost our minds. We were talking Super Bowl and all that sort of thing. What has the reaction of the fan base so far been in Pittsburgh?
The Yinzers are maybe a little less excited. They're losing their minds, but for other reasons. I can tell you that I've had some people say that they're excited. What do the Steelers have to lose? Might as well try Aaron Rodgers. I've got other fans, some friends of mine who are season ticket holders. They said they're not going to go to a game if Aaron Rodgers is the starter.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn gấp một con cá màu xanh há miệng như thế này nhá. Bây giờ các bạn vào làm cùng mình luôn nhé. Rồi, ok. Để bắt đầu vào làm thì các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình những dụng cụ như sau. Ở đây mình có chuẩn bị một tờ giấy A4 màu xanh nước biển này. Tiếp theo các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình cái thước, một cái bút chì, một cây kéo, cuối cùng là một cây súng bắn keo như thế này nhé. Rồi bây giờ mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn vào làm nhé. Các bạn lấy cho về cái bút chì và thước kéo. Đo cho mình kích thước của cái tờ giấy màu xanh này sẽ là 15 cm này. Rồi mình đã kẻ xong được một cái ốc vuông như này rồi. Bây giờ mình sẽ dùng cây kéo này để mình cắt cái ốc vuông này ra nhé. Rồi mình đã cắt xong được một cái ốc vuông màu xanh gốc điện như này rồi. Bây giờ các bạn sẽ gấp cái tờ giấy